ahead and call this meeting to order. Sorry, we're a few minutes behind. I've asked Councilwoman Bradshaw to lead us in prayer and pledge.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this time and this privilege and opportunity to be able to gather here tonight to talk about this city that we love. And God, I just want to start by just lifting up a prayer for those councilmen that aren't able to be here tonight, God, for whatever reason that is, whether it's health or health of another family member. God, I just pray blessings on that tonight. God, I pray that you be in this space, that you be with us as we use wisdom to make decisions moving forward and next best steps for all the things that we have to talk about tonight. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Amen. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Lamar.
Here.
Shropshire.
Here.
Bradshaw.
Here.
Brashears.
Here.
Brown. Trammell. Gantier. Smith.
Here.
Good. We do have quorum. Nobody leave because we need you all here tonight. Petitions from the audience, I have 2, and I do not see either one of them here. So we'll go to our department head reports. We have some of our department heads that are out on vacation, so we'll just forego those for them tonight. But we have our report from building inspector, 61 inspections for August, 26 inspections with James and Cody from MUB. Reviewed plans, spoke with contractors about remodels, and then homeowners and inspections for codes. Emergency management, Johnny, you out there? Nope, okay. Chief Young.
Well, we made it through Oklahoma, so excited about that. We got Dam Jam and then Born and Raised, so we get through that, I'll be sure enough happy. But everything went good out there. The guys didn't have anything major go on or anything like that, just typical calls, and they said it all went well, so.
Bluegrass. Good about bluegrass.
Oh, Bluegrass, yeah, that's the next month though, October. Yeah, so, yeah, I'll whine about that come October. No, but we did good. Y'all have anything for me?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Golf.
Good evening, everyone. Evening. Of course, with the weather we had in August, it was really nice for August, and the golf course just did exceptionally well, and just another record month, so we couldn't be prouder. We hosted the Wynn Nelson Golf Tournament. It's a supply company out of Tulsa. They brought a bunch of people down, so they had about 100. Now, that went really good. We also just recently hosted the Life Smart Tournament, and that's for those kids in school, and it's a great deal. So really enjoyed hosting that one, especially because I know it goes for such a great cause, and those kids are so good. But coming up, we've got on September 4th, this Thursday, we got Gold Bond. They shut their plant down just to have this golf tournament, so it's quite the deal. They really, Dan out there really takes care of them employees. He really is doing a great job for them. On the 12th, we have Ray Employee Tournament, so they kind of do the same thing. I don't think they shut down, but they bring probably close to 80, 90 people out to play golf that day. On the 19th this month, we have the Williams United Way. So, of course, we've been doing that one, probably 19, 20 years maybe. And so they always raise a lot of money for the United Way. That's an open event. Anybody wants to play, you can sure get a team, get in it. On the 26th, we have the Ray Family Foundation, and that's the one that Ray puts on for their Family Foundation tournament. And that's an open event. Anybody would like to play in that one, sure can. Then on the 27th, we have the Danny Henson VFW Memorial Tournament. So that's, I think the VFWs from Pryor and Locust Grove all combined to make one. So hopefully we can raise some good money for them. That's about it, other than just a regular things going on out there. Anybody have any questions?
Yes. What's the status of the bridges and the golf cart path overlay project? Is it all done?
The bridges are all out there.
Okay.
Yep, the bridges have all been put in. We have some temporary, we put in some gravel for the approaches until this fall, when we can go in there and have time to actually put in either some concrete approaches or asphalt approaches.
Okay.
So they're all done, all in, really, and we're using them all, so it's really great. Really appreciate everything those people did. And they're gonna be out there sometime this week to finish putting the dirt around the edges and some sod around the edges of the cart paths. And they got a little minor work that they're gonna do in a few places. So hopefully within a week or so, that's all done.
Okay. Thank you.
You
Should
bet.
see our wayfinding signs shortly.
I'm sorry.
Your signage.
Oh, yeah,
Should be shortly.
good, all right. Anybody else? Thank you.
Carrie with library?
I don't have all of my normal monthly numbers for you because it's just the second. But I will say that our AV equipment that we approved for capital outlay expenditures last fiscal year was installed and looks great and works really well. Bostic was out today to put the final electrical outlet and replace some other things. But so it's up and running, and we will have it's pretty intuitive unless you just don't know technology at all. So we'll have some instructions for patrons to use it, but it's pretty neat. So if you haven't seen it yet, I know Terry has seen it, come by, take a look. It's pretty cool. Story time starts again this week, so Wednesdays at 11:30 and 1:30, and then we are putting on a beginner computing class September 18th at 6 o'clock. So it's basically very intro stuff of like turning on a computer, how to use a mouse, how to make an email, put attachments on the email, some basic online safety stuff. We're doing it in the computer lab, so registration is required, and people can just call and register. You guys have any questions for me?
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Parks and Cemetery, Frank is on vacation. He did say that they are still mowing summer duties, finished up the skate park shelters, cut a couple of dead trees down that were causing some real safety issues, and they are going to continue working on that, the trees and the mowing going forward. Police and Animal Shelter, Chief Cantrell.
Slight BK, Rocklahoma came in. It was pretty uneventful as far as there was a lot of traffic, a lot of people in town, but nothing out of the norm. First football game was here Friday night. We learned a lot of things about that. It takes a lot of officers to get everybody out of there safely. There are some things that we can look at doing with lighting and stuff along that road that is extremely dark. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and talk to buddy them about it, but we might go with Johnny Jansen this next game and put those emergency lights up along 9th Street there where the field's let out because it gets pretty dark and everybody's just trying to cross. So we did have one incident during the school with a kid getting hit by a car. Fortunately, he was okay. Those are one of them deals. There's not a whole lot you could do. I mean, it's the sun coming up in the mornings, and it's right in your face, and it's just human error as far as that end of it goes. The driver of the vehicle was remorseful and cooperated to the fullest. The kid's already out of the hospital, so hopefully the presence there. Sarah was right there when it happened. She was there quickly. I watched the video. She did extremely good work. Take care of the kid. A school employee jumped in, help with this. So. It was good. During the Rocklahoma weekend, I had a lot of compliments as far as the officers go, as far as the way they handle calls. I know your mom was in a wreck, and I received an email from his dad about how it was worked and the professionalism of Officer or Corporal Brown. So a lot of good things coming from the community as far as the officer side of it goes. You have anything for me?
Just one question on the high school and that accident. I was just thinking, going to the rec center, you see that sun is there all the time and everything. Is there any way we could put a short flashing yellow light or something at those crosswalks?
And Ross was looking into some things because there are some that are more visible than what we have, because one we have right now just flashes at the top. So there are more visible signs that we can look at, and I can send it to the mayor and to Buddy to see what we can come up with, because it is a busy area, and with that sign,
Yeah.
it would be good, whatever we can do to get their
I think it's
attention.
important to also note that we did meet with the school district chief, myself, resource officers and assistant superintendents and the principal to discuss the issues there, the safety concerns going forward. Very productive meeting. Unfortunately, this was just one where the cards stacked up that it was an unfortunate accident.
Wasn't anybody's fault.
No. We'll blame it on the sun.
But it was a good response from that and the fire department as well. I mean, they're always right there with us as well. So getting that care right off the bat was real good. Yeah, thank you.
And that discussion while she's come up was also regarding the other crosswalks at other schools to make sure that we are refreshing and addressing all of those. So.
And a lot of the schools, you know, we've had concerns with around from, you know, citizens, but there's not a lot we can do. I mean, the traffic at Lincoln is horrible for 30 minutes. There's nowhere for them to go. Even in 2013, we'd send them around the block, and it made more of a traffic hazard and more danger for kids. So there's really not a lot we can do about traffic stacking up right there. Just do the best we can with what we have.
Mayor, to piggyback that and him bringing up the point about Lincoln and traffic there, the public needs to be aware too that we are going to start a construction project very soon. When is the expected time frame for
We
that?
talked about that the other night at the street meeting a little bit, kind of refreshed on it. As soon as we have that pre-con with the JNR, I think is the name of it, as soon as we have that pre-con meeting with them, then we'll have that traffic control plan in place, and we'll be able to pass that to the police, the school, the community. But we've got to have that meeting before we can lay that out. So.
And that'll be something we'll definitely need to
Should be in the next week or two. We have that meeting. So
kind of come up and pass up the community, maybe some alternate routes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Other than being extremely short-handed the last 2 weeks.
We have a new one, and then one went off to.
The new one got bit, so she's
Yes.
been
Oh,
off
sure.
for
One got bit by a dog, and then was off, and then the other new one was at training for 2
at the
weeks.
same
So
time. So
we had Becky.
it's been great.
And
We've had a lot of great volunteers, though, including my husband. He came up and volunteered a few days. But the month of August was super. We had 12 dogs adopted and 48 cats. I'm not even sure where we had 48 cats, but 48 cats got adopted during the shelter. We only brought in 11 dogs and 15 cats during that month. So,
yeah, that's great.
yeah. Anybody have any questions for me?
A goofy question about that, the bite, was that a workers' comp deal, did y'all, good deal, okay.
it was
Take care
at
of
the
that.
shelter. It was one of
Right,
the animals.
right, okay.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Moore, Rec Center.
Good evening. So we're into the fall swing of things with some new schedules and so forth. We did have an issue last week with our pool heater, so we had to replace the pump on that. So that wasn't cheap, but we did get it done. Our membership is holding fairly steady. We're still over 2,000 at 2,104. We're down a few from last month. Had 175 total new members between the regular and the Cherokee Nation. Still got 563 Cherokee Nation members. Our walkers did go down. We were in that 600 and some in July. We were down to 390 this last month. In aquatics, pool parties, we're down on the public side a little bit, but we're up on the privates. We doubled. Usually we only have about 3 a month, it seems like, on the private side, and those are $300 a pop. But we had 7 in August, so that's good. Like I said, we're just kind of switching over to fall schedules. We got PE going on. High school basketball practiced a couple days last week. Burdick Center was out of commission, I guess. We've got POM. We've got 2 swim teams going on. An after-school program, and the high school swim team and our swim team as well. So we got plenty going on. So other than that, we're doing okay. So any questions?
Nope. All right, thank you, sir.
Yep.
Street, buddy.
It's a quick thing. We've done this last week. Was able to get some curb work done over on Southeast 15th. We've done some over there. Last repair we finally got over on Ridgeview Court. We got that area knocked out. We're putting some no parking signs over on Northeast 4th over there by the school. SRO officers asking if we could put something up through there because all the parents and stuff, I guess, was parking over there on the south side of the street, blocking people from getting out and the buses getting out. So we've got one sign mounted, and we got the base set today on the other one. So as soon as it sets up, we'll get the pole and everything up. Finally finished up the morning on the drainages. We got the drainage cleaned out over on Southeast 17th in Oklahoma. We got some trees that we cut down. We've got to get back over and get picked back up. We haven't been able to get those out yet. Again, we finished up all the crosswalks downtown. That was the last ones. Interviewing for the candidates for hire. We got one more Wednesday that we've got to do. Get with him. We've been working on down on Dog Pound Road where all the new shooting ranges. We're making us our own gate down there for our little dumping ground part down there. We've been working on that so we can be able to get back here to dump some of our debris. Here as soon as we're going to be working on alleys, trimming them, getting them mowed, and then we're going to try to get them all dressed up. If we get, like I said, if we get that soil conditioner, and that's going to make things a lot easier for us if we get that. So, sweeper, we got the sweeper come in. Some of y'all may not know we've got that in, but we've been doing a little training there at the shop. There's only so much you can do there, and we was going to take it out, but we thought, well, we better wait till we get the title in so we can get a tag and insurance. I'd hate for Mr. Cantrell to be pulling us over for doing things through there. But I mean, as soon as that comes in, like I said, we are going to start sweeping until we get all the way through town, weather permitting and stuff. We'll be getting that done. Other than that, we're just still pothole Fridays and just other little small calls that comes in. And other than that, that's what we've been doing. Anything else? Questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Hannah, city clerk.
I gave you guys a copy of it so you could read it in your spare time. So I got to visit with Cassell, and that was pretty great. I would like that guy to stay here for a long time. He went over so much information that I will be trying to retain and use, but I was very, very happy for him to be here. I was able to fix up some journal templates that were causing issues with the rec center deposits. I reconciled the May and June general fund along with Darla and Lori. We did it together. I've also been working with Jeff to get stuff cleared up. He's excited to get more information so we can get this done. But we are making great progress. I'm sad to say that our payroll clerk took a position out of state. And Lisa has come back to work for us 3 days a week to help us until we get moving again. And I noticed that whenever we're doing our payroll imports for the GL, that I am glad that I'm doing it manually because I'm able to find any errors there are before it gets in and I have to go fix. So I'm going to continue doing that manually. And also, we've had a serious influx of records requests, so we're going to work on a new system to do this because I have never had this many in my life, ever, and I've worked here a long time. So we're going to fix that up. We're also implementing an accounts receivable module, so we're going to be able to track revenue more efficiently. There you have it.
Thank you. A lot of hard work going on throughout the city, and we need to make sure to recognize and thank every employee for doing a fabulous job.
Mayor, I got a question I should ask. Is to sell through with their part of it now?
Yes, so we should be getting billing.
So once you get sell through, then it goes to Coker, and then we get everything lined back up?
Yeah, we've gotten the general fund, now we're working on the other funds.
Okay.
A lot of progress made there. Thank you, Hannah. Okay, at this time, we are going to go down to the mayor's report, item B, or item C. So I apologize again, we're going to jump around a little bit, but I also promise you we'll cut this meeting as fast as we can tonight. Discussion and possible action regarding city council representation for Ward 4, Seat 1. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
A motion from Choya,
I'll second.
second from Bradshaw. Mr. Gantier has tendered a resignation this afternoon, and I would like to entertain a motion to accept that resignation.
I'll make the motion to accept Mr. Ganthier's letter of resignation effective today.
I'll second.
I have a motion from Lamar and a second from Bashir. Again, we always like to thank our citizens for serving and those who have filled those spots. Further discussion? If none, we'll go ahead and call for the vote.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Rushiers,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Again, Mayor, thanks for his service.
Yes, sir. All right, now we're going to go back and get on track here. Consent agenda. Are there any items that you would like to have pulled? Anybody? Okay.
L and P.
L and P. I thought we were going to make it. All right. That's all right. So
Ask that question.
that's fine. Perfectly fine. Do I have a motion for all items except for L and P?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, got a motion from Choya and a second from Bashirs. When you're ready, you may call for the vote.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Rushiers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Okay. Item L, accept a bid from Tibbetts Trucking in the amount of $6,500 for the demolition of dilapidated structures at 411 Southeast 4th Street, to be paid from real property acquisitions and nuisance abatement account 46465-5450. Other bids received, Wade's Wrecker in the amount of $9,800, Grand River Excavating in the amount of $14,000, McWhort Trucking in the amount of $16,000, and Knowledge Works Environmental in the amount of $26,571. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
I have a motion from Bashirs
I'll second.
and a second from Choya. Bruce, you said you had some questions.
I just need an educational question.
Go for it.
It looks like 4 of them are in the ballpark and one's really cheap. You got any ideas on that or?
So we put these out. Yeah, we have typically, and I also have Mr. Mills here, Mr. Humphreys, we've got property owner over here. But what we're going to say is that typically when those are bid out, they come back and Tibbetts has, I'm not promoting or endorsing, but Tibbetts has always given us a good price on those.
We've used him before.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
I also have a question pertaining to the bids.
Yes, sir.
Who opened them and where?
Well, these are not sealed bids. They
Okay.
are sent in to our clerk.
Okay,
She receives those bids.
okay. That's fine. Does this also apply on a non-collusion affidavit for all these bidders?
For these bidders?
Yes.
I believe they've got that in that process, yeah.
Do we have those on file for all of these
Yeah,
tonight?
Well, really, you just need it for the one you're accepting.
Okay.
I'd have to check with her, but usually they have, she's very good at checking that. Cheryl goes through those pretty thoroughly. So she would let me know, and she has not, so.
So we don't have it,
I don't have that bid packet
Tonight.
in front of me, Terry, I'm sorry, but
okay.
further discussion?
Yes. Are we right now just accepting the bids to go ahead and demo this property? Or is it also on the agenda for the nuisance abatement officer and the homeowner to have say-so in this?
We can,
I mean, everybody's here, I assume they were
they're
gonna
here.
speak.
We can let them speak if you'd like.
I think it's only fair to both sides.
Hang on, Terry, please. We can do that. We just want to make sure that we don't appear to be entering into public hearing. Okay, so
Was there an appeal file?
we did not receive a written appeal, and that is the process. Unless, Mr. Mills, did you receive a written appeal?
No, I didn't receive any written appeal. He was supposed to appeal to y'all.
Did you write a written appeal?
I was just told to show up here to argue my case and put on the list.
So the process is Form packet that we send out that goes with every one of these. We've been following that do you have the file there? Can I see that?
Code enforcement notice.
So,
The code enforcement notice. This is
okay, so in these files, there's a checklist, just for council that's not aware. There's a checklist. When they open it, it literally 1, 2, 3, 4. And she follows a chronological checklist and won't move on to the next. Mr. Mills, you've seen that checklist in every one of those.
There is a copy of a checklist.
Can I see that, and just for example's sake? So she would not have gone forward if that wasn't checked off.
She's usually pretty thorough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the checklist.
So
And that's my first two things I do, and then she starts with the rest.
this is on this is on the property 411. So you can see they do a title search, contact MUD, and they go down through here, and she won't move on until they've been checked off. So this is his file for Officer Humphrey's file for that, but
Well, only 2 things on there have been checked off, though.
That's his
that's
file.
his file.
That's your file,
That's
okay.
his file.
This
That
is
is
what
not-
I have to complete before I turn it over to Cheryl.
Okay.
Then
The
Cheryl
official files are
completes
gonna be in
the
a
rest of
maroon colored folder with photo documentation. The photos you got today are from today, correct, Trent?
it. I'm sorry, the photos I sent
Are from
today
today.
are from today, yes.
So
Okay, so Chase, I'm sorry, were you gonna,
I was gonna let him come up for just a minute or two, the property.
okay, yes, and I want to ask Chase a question after that.
I'll give you just a minute or so, but
Thank you for letting me speak.
I'm here because I'm trying to save the home rather than tear it down. The reason it's going to be torn down is because I'm doing the repairs myself because of cost. To repair it was going to be $10,000. And there's approximately 120 square feet of decking that is bad from moisture damage. And so the edges of 4 rafters, one needs to be replaced, is the damage as far as the roof. I didn't know anything about it, so I had, looked through codes, all that kind of stuff, getting materials. When my first hearing date, he was adamant. I gave him a time and how long it would take me, which I had no idea. So I spit out a number. I said 6 months, and then, well, how about 7? I didn't know what to ask for. I didn't know what I was going to be doing. And so when the 7 months was up, too bad for tearing it down. And I asked for more time, but no. It's just hard. I mean, I'm by myself, and you got to plan out, how am I going to get these boards up here by myself? What tools can I get that can help me hold these rafters up here? You can't, you only got 2 hands. So it's time consuming and it's hard, but I'm to the point, I'm on getting the decking on now, to that point. And the rest of the complaint was trim and soffit, which was, that's a piece of cake compared to what I'm doing now. And that's where I just came from today working on it. But like I said, I'm ready to put the decking on now, and from there it's downhill. So
So you're saying you did not receive any of the certified letters from City Hall regarding the process on this?
no certified, huh?
Okay.
No, sir.
All right.
Has there been a structural engineer report done on it?
No, sir.
Why?
Is it just roof repair? It didn't need one. I got a roofing permit.
We can let Mr. Mills speak to that. Tim? Tim is our nuisance abatement officer.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. The reason there wasn't a structural engineer's report done on this property was there was no house fire. All of this is from neglect. This property has been abandoned and vacant since 2013, according to MUB. There's been no utilities turned on in it. If you look at the photos that was taken of the inside of it today, that Trent went by and actually got inside and saw what was going on in the interior of this property. It's completely uninhabitable. Over the years, we've had 4 other cases on this property, and this property sits just adjacent to the park. And if it sits on the block if it sits on the block, it affects all the entire properties on that block. This property has been an ongoing property violation for years. And it's been neglected, abandoned. No one's lived in it in at least 13 years. Whenever he came to me, he said, oh, I can get this done in 7 months. I said, it has to have a new roof on it. It has to, you have to show me some progress. And he said, every month when he would come in, I'm working on the inside because it's too cold. Because I can't get on the roof because it's too cold out. And then whenever we saw the pictures of the inside today, it does not look like anything's been going on the inside. So my recommendation to the council and to the city is we got a really good bid. I don't think we're going to get a bid that inexpensive. I think that we go forward and remove this property, and that's where we're at with it today. And I'm sorry that, you know, I think that there could be something done if we had been moving forward with it. I would work with anyone. I would work with anyone to try to save a home. I want people to move to Pryor, and I want people to repair homes. I don't want to tear down homes that people are going to love and take care of. I just don't see that this house has gotten any love in a long time. And I would like to move forward with it and clear it off and have a property there that would be easily mowed, easily taken care of, and at some point somebody build something back that will be loved and taken care of.
And this is the same property that in the past, about a year or two ago, that I think the bushes and the grass was as high as the roof.
Yes, yes, sir. That's the same property, and it had a hole in the right in front of the entryway door, and he's rolled some rolled roofing over it to try to patch that. But if you see some of the pictures taken today, there's some bracing up, kind of holding that rolled roofing up.
And all the steps of due process have been
Yes, sir.
afforded
And
to the
every month that I talk to him about it. And the thing is, he can't make those roof repairs himself. Come to find out, this is a second home for him. This is a second home. This is not a primary residence. It's not like he's going in and repairing something on his own property. He has to hire and have inspections done. This is a second home. He has to have inspections done of a contractor, hire a contractor to have it done. That can be done in a matter of weeks.
And it's going to cost more than $10,000 to put a new roof on that house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely. At the cost of roofing today.
How long has this process been ongoing?
Well,
3 years?
it started, the first case started in October of 2024. October of 2024 was when the first pictures on this case came to be. And he came into my realm here in January of this year. And he asked how long. I said, how long do you need? And he said 6 months. I said, are you sure? He said, well, 7 months. I said, well, okay, 7 months, I'll give you 7 months. And when July happened, I said, it's not done. Nothing's done, not even the soffits.
And Tim, my last question is, very last one. It came into your realm or your notice starting October, November 2024.
Right.
But in your professional opinion and what you've observed, it's probably been in bad shape for longer than that.
Probably since 2013.
Yeah, it hasn't had utilities since then. And I will say we've had, in the past, this scenario many times. You know, remember that these abatement officers, these code enforcement, they take an oath to protect the health, safety, and the welfare of the community.
Right.
That is not just keeping floors from falling through. I've said it 100 times. That includes housing values for the neighbors, rodents, animals. If we were to have somebody run into these homes and law enforcement or fire were to have to go in and get them and would become injured, there would be some liability issues.
Right. There was a squatter there in 2019.
We have those scenarios. We've had many opportunities where individuals have tried to repair these secondary home contract work themselves, and in the past the city has had to take the stance that you have to follow code, and that is certain ways. I mean, you're bound by that. So.
Yeah. Well, we're wanting to help the city. We're wanting to help the neighborhood, and if you live next door to that, you would want something to be done. If you come to our parks, you would shake your head and say, why isn't the city doing something? And this is where the rubber meets the road. We're trying to do something, and we're trying to move forward with it, and this is what it takes. You have to come in here and say, this is what it's gonna cost, and we can either move forward or we can kick the can. It's really up to y'all. And
Terry-
I would love to say that we could fix everything, and we can, but it takes time and it takes money, and I would love to be able to fix everything and wave a wand and make everyone happy, but we can't.
Tim,
We have
let
to
me
move
ask you a
forward.
question.
Yeah.
And Terry, this may kind of steer your direction that you're asking. In that file for every case that you have in the abatement process, do you or do you not have copies of every certified letter sent out to the individuals?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and those letters are what notify them that they need to be here, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So has the address, the mailing address on this changed at any point during the process?
No, sir.
Okay, so I need to know from you then, my question is, if you're not getting those letters, then how did you get the letter to know to go to the abatement process?
I didn't get a letter. At my last hearing, I told Cheryl to put me on the list, and it was going to be, she gave me the date and the time I was to be here.
How did she give you that?
By word of mouth at the hearing.
And how did she get you to that hearing the first time? I guess what I'm getting at is that
I've been going to his hearings every month.
those hearings are sent out religiously. She sends out, I mean, it is a form that, a process that the city created, probably 8 years ago. And everyone, hundreds of them, right, Trent, have followed that process to a T.
Earlier, I'm sorry, but earlier in the year when this all started, and we were looking for Mr. Regan, I made it to his address out in the county and I posted it on his door. And then from there, we had that address that we would continue to mail, that Cheryl would mail letters to.
And did any of those come back in that file of yours as not deliverable?
No.
I just making sure. So, thank you, Tim.
Sign for certified letters.
Yes.
Well, she would have receipt of that in there if you signed for them or not, or if they've been returned undeliverable. Do we have any further questions on that? Bruce? Okay, then we will call for the vote.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Rushiers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
All right, item P, accept a bid from Jayco in the amount of $62,485 for the HVAC replacement of RTU number 10 to be paid from Rec Center Capital Outlay Equipment Account 84845-5410 in the best interest of the city. Other bids received, Climate Experts in the amount of $49,975 and VersaPro in the amount of $112,918.52.
Motion.
Have a motion from Brashears,
Second.
second from Choya. Bruce?
Hey, one thing I'm curious about is why we're taking a bid that's higher than the lower bid. These other people are, what can you tell me about that?
Okay, there should be a sheet in your packet, Bruce, that explains some of that, but simply, Jayco, we've got history with
Hang
them.
on, Mike.
Oh.
Can we take the conversation to the hallway, please? If we're gonna talk full voice. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Yeah, should be a sheet in your packet that talks about the rationale. And, as I've mentioned before, I've tried to follow the adopted manual. I know it's not official, but there is a section that it requires, some rationale. And so I put that in there. But kind of in summary, they've done our work to date, and they know the building inside and out. As I mentioned in this, they were involved in the HVAC study with Infrastructure Solutions a few years back, right before I came. He had been brought on board, so to speak, or solicited to do work before I came on board when Jessica was director. So yeah, they've got an inside-out knowledge of our building. The product, the AON product, is built specifically for our environment, the heavy chlorine and gaseous type environment. And so just, as it said, in the best interest of the city, we just feel like that this is we had some lengthy discussion in our board meeting, and talked to Houston about it, and he couldn't be here tonight. I know he'd like to be here to kind of reiterate and give his 2 cents on it. But yeah, I just feel like they're the best choice of what we had. I did kind of mention, I think, last month at the beginning, we had the 2 bids the first time, right? And so when we redid it, I called 4 more companies. We picked up the 3rd bid in Climate Experts. The other 3 did not choose to bid. And so this is what we've ended up with.
Let me ask you a deadly question.
Okay?
Was this ran twice in the paper for the bids?
No, it's not the second time. It went 10 days. The manual requires 10 days at a minimum. And I felt that because we'd done it before, and then I made the calls to get the other 4 to try to bid, that, we adequately covered the bases.
Counselor. That was about state statute.
Doesn't say it in here.
Here's one of the issues you guys have too, and this is, he has nothing to do with this. You guys did by resolution your bidding packet. On the agenda, 2 or 3 meetings ago, we had an ordinance to adopt that. When that was voted down, I think that vote replaces your bid, so now you go back to your ordinances and state statute. He wouldn't have known that. But procedurally, you guys kind of created a contradictory thing because you voted against your resolution.
I think we had that problem before, and we still just did it one time.
You accepted the resolution to adopt a ordinance that would then do it later, but when the ordinance came up, it was voted down.
Because the first time it did run in the paper, 2 editions of the paper. And, for the record, I'll do what's required. I just need to know what that is.
Well, I'm not picking on you.
No, I know you're not, Bruce. No, I know you're not, but it's a little frustrating from our perspective, because I really did try to do this, and, Terry and I had a conversation about non-collusion. I can't find anything in there, and again, it's in the past, and I know we're revamping our process, but that needs to be in here if that's a requirement. And we'll get that done anyway, no matter who we go with. But none of the companies provided that because it wasn't required in the bid packet, and it's not in here that I can find. So, anyway, that's
Well,
where we.
is this climate expert, do they do anything better or worse or than this other company? I don't know either.
Well, they don't know anything about our building, and he didn't come to check things out until after his bid was in. So, and I spoke to him on the phone about that and asked him. And I reached out to Chase because I had some questions. I wanted to make sure it was okay, and so I put those in an email, and then he responded in an email. So, we have record of that.
Are they talking apples and apples here? Are they talking the same kind of equipment? That's probably the big
Well,
difference.
so the request for the equipment is the same for everybody. There weren't, it's got to have this stainless and that stainless, but some of that is said in their bid quote, their specs, right? Mm-hmm. And I just know from the past with Jayco, because like the unit that's in the pool is built for that environment. It has a lot of stainless parts. It has some components that are conducive to that. And so this AON unit is the same for our building. It's built specifically for our environment. The train, to my knowledge, is generic. So. Houston has some. I know, thinking back, when we did the pool project, Houston spoke. He had some history with AON, and he spoke highly of it as well. So.
So the point is, though, if it didn't run twice in the paper and we're required by state statute, then,
moot point.
Well, and that's been brought up several times, hasn't it, in all the discussion on this, that we have to go by state statute. So can the city, okay, I want to say something about this whole procedure and faux pas that we've had for several months. I have been one of the proponents that we need to have a correct and legal bidding policy and procedure. I applaud Ms. Llewellyn and Councilman Trammell and Councilman Tyler Brown for working on this. Tyler did a lot of background on it. We came up with this resolution thing here. We came up with some sort of policy. We were going to have an ordinance to finally approve it. I am one of the two that caused this hoopla to happen a couple meetings ago because I felt that I did not understand exactly what we were doing in a resolution versus an ordinance. I had been told all along by the city attorney, and I think everybody else has up here too, that we had a resolution that we approved. I have asked the city clerk's office, I've asked the mayor, I've asked you, where is the piece of paper resolution that says 2020 City of Pryor Creek Resolution 25 whatever, and a piece of paper that's our resolution? I have not seen one. So I thought we don't have one.
Yeah, I don't think a resolution has to be on paper. So the purpose of a resolution.
Well, it kind of is unclear if it's not on paper, and it is in this case.
That's why resolutions aren't as effective as ordinances. It's resolutions for a temporary purpose that aren't supposed to be necessarily a long-term binding thing. You make an ordinance for that purpose.
So is this little handbook manual here that Mike had in his hand that we were all given? I thought, was that going to be our little Bible, so to speak, on our policy and procedure for this?
Correct. That was the idea is that the ordinance we were trying to get passed that got voted down, the ordinance was going to say that we are going to follow this manual. The reason it was designed that way was so that manual, as the economy, as things change around us, we would be able to make those changes needed in that manual by vote of the council without having to recreate the ordinance every time. But when that ordinance was voted down, then now it doesn't exist at all.
Okay, that being said, this piece of paper here, this document, is that what we are going by or aren't we going by in the meantime? And the city of Pryor has been doing bidding for things for years and years and years, so surely the city department heads should know some sort of policy on what we do. Now, that being said, Mike, and I don't have the document in front of me, but Mike brought up 2 points. He said, number one, it's not in that document that they're required to have a non-collusion affidavit, even though state statute says they are. So if it's not, it needs to be. And number two, it also needs to be clear in there that we do go by state statute, and if the state statute needs to be included in that as an appendix or an attachment, that needs to be done. And then thirdly, all the department heads need to have a meeting with somebody that is an expert on this, explaining the procedures. So
Terry, I'm gonna interrupt you a little bit, save you some of the breath here. First of all, we have been very vocal that we are working to make this document what it needs to be.
And I'm for that.
Yes, and I've been very, very vocal with everybody on the council, you and everybody else, that those discussions with Phyllis and those that are working on that, those are happening weekly. Phyllis is in my, and I'll contest, Phyllis is in my office weekly. She comes and says, we need to do this, it missed this, we missed. We're never gonna get it all in one swing, but we are gonna work until we get it right.
Right.
That said, we also have planned, Phyllis is now back in Arizona, that's her primary residence.
Yep.
When she returns, we already have it in the plans to have a procurement training, tabletops, if you will, with the department heads. Okay. That's already in the works. The instruction that I've given to the department heads, even since the ordinance was voted down, is we've worked hard to put this together. A lot of research has gone into this to do this the right way, because as a council whole and mayor and clerks, we felt that was the appropriate way to do it. So ordinance or not, that doesn't change that we feel that's the right way to do this. That doesn't change that we have work to do on it.
Right.
So my instructions to the department's head were, in the meantime, stay the course, stay on this, because what's in there so far is right. Is it lacking? We're finding places that we need to make modifications, a lot of them. But in that same token, and I don't want to get too far off of the air conditioner bids, so stop me if I do. I know we're already there, but the idea is that in that same breath, if the council is gonna push that this is the way it is, there's other scenarios where expectations have been given that don't comply with the way that we as a council and city have adopted that we're gonna do it with other processes. So we need to decide whether we're gonna accept the work that we've put into it, ordinance or not, and say that we're gonna continue to stay the course and try to get it right, because the direction is that that's what's best for the city, is that we hone down this purchasing process and we get there. Now, as we find things that we've missed, they're getting worked, they're getting added. Documents, I have folders that we're trying to get things together on. But all of that doesn't stop us from doing what we feel is right, even if it's different than the way we've done it for 30 years. And a lot of the department heads have given their grumbles, like, oh, that's not what we're used to. I know, but the direction in the department head meeting is follow the manual to the best you can. And so I will say on this.
And this is the manual.
That's what he's got there in front of him.
Right.
Purchasing manual.
So 3 things that definitely need to be in that, and I'm making it very clear now to everyone, whoever is gonna retype this document, it needs to say in there that we're gonna follow state statute, and that we need to have the policy of 2 notices in a legal notice in the newspaper and non-inclusion affidavits in a packet.
And I think it does say in there, go ahead.
I think it does say follow state statute. What the issue is, because this is what Bruce brought up last time, is the policy manual says at least once, state statute says twice. I wouldn't expect Mike to know, oh, okay, if
Right.
this says once, I should also go look and read state statute.
No, that's all he's got to look at.
Right, which I think, I don't want to assume, but I think that's probably why you guys voted no on the making it an ordinance, was that was the issue. It's not that it doesn't say what the state statute says, but it's
Right.
not as detailed. I wouldn't expect Mike to-
Mayor, lastly, this is in defense of Mike and other department heads. This is probably his 3rd time to do this, I think. I don't remember. There's been so many now, and he's probably at wit's end about it, and I don't blame him. But I want to make sure it's all, this is obviously a big problem. We need to get it fixed.
The other
I think we're headed the right direction.
Go ahead, Chase.
when that ordinance was up, I don't remember what meeting it was, last or 2 meetings ago. So when I wrote that, I specifically, and you look at the billing, I spent a ton of time doing this. I went through the entire manual, and I went through your entire ordinance and a lot of state statutes, and I did an entire memo regarding what the differences are. One of them is specifically, there is no collusion affidavit in that, but it was in your ordinance. Again, I'm not telling you to put it in or not put it in, but it was a comparison of everything that, hey, this is what your law was versus what you're making it. So that issue I brought up.
So we'll go back to the drawing board again, and we will continue to work on this manual. That is,
Tell you, I think step 1 is you need to enact that ordinance, or change some of the wording and enact it. Because I think right now, you've got a resolution that put this in place, that's what everybody's been trying to follow, and at the meeting that you voted the ordinance down, I think that now trumps it to where the resolution is, I guess, a void resolution at this point. So they,
Resolutions are kind of.
they're temporary, that's the purpose is to be a temporary thing. Correct. That's why, well, a resolution is also, you'll see, we're gonna do a resolution to celebrate the Palm Squad for winning state or something like that. That's a resolution is for a temporary thing or a rewarding thing. It's not a true put into law. You can't prosecute somebody for not following a resolution.
So basically, we gotta redo this.
Yeah, I think you did.
Well,
Yeah, Mike did exactly what the thing says, not this one.
well, and unfortunately, October 1st is a Wednesday, so that's gonna put it out to October 7th. How long are these bids good for? I thought I read one of them was
Basically
60 days.
Yeah, 30 or 60, I'd have to
One
look.
of them, yeah, I saw one of them was 60, but still, I know that it's gonna have to go back out anyway, so that, but, the second question, cause, aside from that is there any way, I know legally speaking, all we have to do is post when the bids are gonna be opened is in the paper prior to, right? Is there any way to also probably post that online some point, somehow, some way?
It is.
No, oh, it is?
It's part of the posting.
Okay,
In
I
the
just,
newspaper and online.
all right, I just wanna make sure.
I will say that in the last correspondence with Phyllis, and again, Phyllis has been tremendous help on this and is a subject matter expert. She heavily warned against awarding bids in a council meeting. So opening those and awarding those bids in a council meeting is not a favorable action.
Well,
Right, well, and
Opening
we
them,
wanna make
hang on,
sure.
make sure that we understand. Opening them in the council meeting is one thing, but awarding that bid needs, there's a process between there. So we need to make sure we're not setting the bid opening and awarding based on a council meeting. So,
well, yeah, because there needs to be time, once the bids are open, for the department head to assess what's going on, and then,
Yeah, we need subject matter experts there to look at it. Just because somebody's lower, well,
Right.
we've been down that road
So,
before.
yeah.
So,
we need to,
basically at this point,
on this.
I'm gonna just amend I made the motion, right?
Yes.
All right, well, I'll just amend my motion to no action at this time.
I'll second. Sorry.
Hey, I'm learning something. It's educational.
It was made this way on purpose.
call for the vote. Sorry.
I'm not,
Rushiers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Bradshaw.
you're not gonna rope me into being the purchasing agent either.
No. All right, mayor's report, item A, there will be no action. Item B, discussion and possible action to approve the mayor to seek sealed bids for playground equipment for Bobby Buck Park. Equipment will be budgeted not to exceed $30,000 from the 25-26 park capital outlay account 44445-5415. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
So, in talks with Park Board and other council members and things, we'd like to seek some sealed bids for some playground equipment for Bobby Buck. Some of the stuff that's over there is very dated and very old. And I feel that Bobby Buck needs the same attention that our other parks need. Those individuals over there, we'd like to entertain doing some upgrades to Bobby Buck.
Mayor, I'm 100% behind you. I just got a question.
Sure.
Published once in newspaper, is this the same problem here? Did he go twice?
It'll be twice.
It says once on here. Or it should be published once in the newspaper.
Discussion and possible action to approve sealed bids for playground equipment. Equipment will be budgeted not to exceed. It doesn't say anything about. What agenda are you looking at?
I didn't matter once, but it's a different item. Sorry.
That's okay, we still love you.
Mayor, I have one question, just for clarification.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct, that it's 2025, 26?
Yes.
Okay.
So, right now in that budget that we're hoping to be able to present shortly, that we're pretty much there. I'd like to not to exceed 30,000 on his capital outlay for that equipment. So, just for specifically for the playground equipment, so we'll be.
And I'm all for this. We need it. You and I've talked to people on the park board too. But do we really want to do this without having a budget approved?
So, we're gonna budget 30,000 for Bobby Buck. I'm going to. You guys can decide to reject that or not. That's on you guys. I'm gonna put 30,000 for that. What I'm asking is that you guys will approve me to seek those sealed bids for that equipment.
And then that way, when we get the bids back, we'll have a budget and everything will be all good.
Copacetically.
Okay.
So,
Can I ask when that potentially may be
what do you mean?
for the budget?
Nope, not on this item. I said shortly.
Call for the vote?
Call for the vote. Did I do that right, too?
This minute still up. Yes.
Thank you.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Rushiers.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, item 6, attorney's report. And I will be asking for somebody to allow me to waive the reading on this as well. Introduction, first reading and discussion of an ordinance changing and amending zoning classification from agricultural AG to residential 70, RS 70 of property described as follows.
Motion and motion to waive the reading.
Thank you. A motion from Choya,
Second?
second from Bradshaw. Call for the vote.
Question.
Discussion.
Exactly which piece of property is this? Geographic, just as a geographic reference, which one is this one?
This is the,
Gaither and Old Highway 20?
yes.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Okay. Call for the vote.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Rushiers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Okay. And I will say, again, you're starting to see in italicized there the verbiage that we're going to standard, what do you want to call that, standard verbiage for everything?
Yeah, just to make
We're trying.
more and more. We'll edit it as we need to.
Okay. Yes, one more time, we'll edit that as we need to. That's why we want to make sure everybody understands. B, second reading, discussion and possible approval of an ordinance declaring a certain 164.98 acre tract of land donated to the city by Tom Giles to be henceforth known as Giles Park, establishing its purposes, providing for its preservation, dedication to outdoor learning and youth engagement. Note, a vote of a majority of all the members of council shall be required for the final passage of this ordinance, 11-102. If passed, this ordinance shall be established once, or be published once in a newspaper of general circulation, the city of Pryor Creek, and shall not take effect until 30 days after such publication pursuant to section 20 and 65 of the Charter of City of Pryor Creek, Oklahoma.
Motion.
Bruce, is this where you were
Where I
confused?
read it,
Okay.
maybe I hope it doesn't include this, I don't know.
Okay.
Question of that.
Well, this isn't buying anything.
No, this is just saying that if we pass this, it's got to be in the paper for,
See, this is why, yeah, it needs to be motion, but that's why I put this in here, so we don't have questions about it. And we still have questions about it.
I asked him if he wanted to come sit closer to us so he could,
do
you
we
know.
have a motion?
Choi, and
I
I'll
made it.
second it.
All right. Discussion. Thank you, Hannah. Call for the vote.
Shropshire.
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Rushiers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Okay, second reading and discussion and possible approval of an ordinance amending 1016-1 regarding the composition of the Planning Commission. Note, a majority of all of the members of the council shall be required for final passage of this ordinance pursuant to 11-102. If passed, this ordinance shall be published once in a newspaper of general circulation in the city of Pryor Creek and shall not take effect until 30 days after such publication pursuant to section 20 and 65 of the Charter of the city of Pryor Creek, Oklahoma. Do you have a motion?
Motion?
I'll second.
I have a motion from Bradshaw and a second from Choya. Discussion.
The, fourth paragraph there has, still needs updated, but you can pass it, that's clearly a typographical.
say again,
Paragraph 4, the whereas is where set. And Councilman Bradshaw pointed that out last week, we just need to update that, but I think it can still be passed, that's clearly it.
It doesn't change the context of it, so. yeah, I got a note, we'll check on that. Call for the vote.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Rushiers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Okay, items D, E, and F, there will be no action. Item 7, budget and personnel.
The ninth?
Okay, ordinance and insurance. Of which we have,
Nobody,
You're not on that one, are you?
I'm on there, but we haven't had it,
Well, we're gonna
supposed to have had
say
it last week.
to be determined,
Okay.
because I don't think we have anything right now. Street and maintenance.
23rd of September.
I have no unforeseeable business. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
I have a motion from Bradshaw,
Second.
second from Choya. And you can call for the vote when you are ready.
Rushiers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Bradshaw.
Yes.
Okay. This time we'll call to order the Pryor Public Works Authority. Item 2, approve the minutes of the August 19th, 2025 meeting.
Motion.
I have a motion. Are you caught up? Are you good?
Yes, who was second?
Second was Rushiers. Sorry, I did not look up to see if you were ready. That's why I was asking you that. Call for the vote.
Rushiers,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Bradshaw.
Yes.
3, approve claims for purchase orders for the Pryor Public Works Authority through September 2nd, 2025. Have a motion.
Motion?
Motion from Bradshaw,
I'll second.
second from Choya. Call for the vote.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Bradshaw.
Yes.
Rushiers,
Yes.
Motion to adjourn. Motion from Rushiers,
Second?
second from Bradshaw. She's on fire tonight. You can call for that vote when you're ready.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Rushiers,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Adjourn.
I believe that.